So they think, how can I get the call or get the job? But you also have to think post that, like once you get the job, how will you be able to manage? Do you have the skill set or not?
Did you have co-op?
Yes, I worked at McKenzie as product manager intern. They highlight the tasks that they've performed rather than the impact they've brought to the table. Yeah.
How did you prepare for product management interviews?
None of the co-ops got converted.
Now comes the real challenge of finding full time. So people who have graduated and have a job shouldn't stop networking because
Yes.
it will come in handy anytime later as well. How
Yeah.
did T-Mobile happen?
After a while, they decided that they liked me and said that, yeah, we know that we are going to hire next year. Why not start taking interviews for her? And it's changed. The perspective changed from just discussions to a job, job opening.
Before we dive into all the strategies and stories that we're going to discuss in this podcast, let me ask you this. Do you have a clear job hunting strategy to get an internship or a full-time job? Most people don't, and it's costing them opportunities. I've helped over 1100 students with their strategies through my ultimate job hunting course.
And trust me, I'm not even kidding. I could see so many recruiters viewing my profile.
And it's been the best investment I've ever made.
The content is incredibly practical, filled with tips and strategies that make you stand out to recruiters.
It was one of the best courses that I have done till date.
This course covers everything that you need to stand out. You will get ultimate resume course, you will get ultimate LinkedIn course, networking strategy, access to 1100 plus job seekers for support, and personal support from me through WhatsApp group. I will walk you through every single step that you need with real examples and the tools that will give you an edge. I don't want you to miss any other opportunity to land your next job or an internship. So check the link in the description. And now I will let you enjoy the podcast. Thank you, Spurti, for doing this. Finally, like after 5 to 10 cancellations, we are meeting. But it was great meeting you in person. And now we are doing this. I am excited to share your journey as a PM. And especially there are so many people who wants to become product. And I just hope that someone can provide them like, what does the other people's journey look like? So hopefully we can share your journey. But before we get started, let's do a quick intro. Who are you? What did you do in United States? And what are you doing right now?
Hello everyone, I'm Spurti Rebala. I've recently finished my graduation from Northeastern University in Masters of Engineering Management. Right now, I'm working as a technical product manager in T-Mobile. Before this, I did my BTech in computer science engineering from Sastra University, where after that, I had around 2.5 years of analytics experience in latent analytics Chennai.
Mm.
That's a brief one liner intro.
Nice. And I know, so Spurti and I, like we spoke about like how do we envision this conversation to go, but this is my habit as well, like to throw spins and curves and googly balls. So here we go. Let's start maybe with what is technical product management. Like again, I think we know in product management there are so many variation, and
True.
that's the one thing maybe people should start understanding is like it's not just product management. It could be growth, and it could be core, and it could be API, and it could be technical. So in your case, you said you are a technical PM. Like what does technical PM like really do, and what does it mean?
Yeah. Yeah, like you said, it varies right from companies to companies, from startups to MNCs, and team to team too. So my role is technical product manager, but I'm sort of an AI product manager because
Mm.
most of my day-to-day activities and most of my role and responsibilities towards developing AI solutions to the problems that we are having or anticipating in the future within T-Mobile. So that again depends from company to company, like I said. When I talk to other product managers who has technical product manager titles, so they have, like you said, they work on different technologies. Like if you take like core technical companies like Microsoft or Google, like some people work on data technical part of it, or some people work on specific cloud platforms like AWS or so it varies
Yeah.
from the role, and the title varies from the role and from company to company too. And
Mm.
you have to understand what kind of technologies you are interested in, and then kind of work towards that. So yeah, I was towards AI product management or AI solutions. So that's how I tailored my resume and tailored my experience, and that's how I went into that role.
Mm. And so in your case, you are building solutions that are more AI focused
Yes,
for T-Mobile.
yes, exactly.
Gotcha. Okay. So it's do you have to have programming language?
Uh, so yes and no, it depends again. Uh, I'll talk about myself. So I have a very strong technical team where I have PhD candidates in my team. So if I have to work with them, I have to have technical knowledge. I don't have to code, or I don't have to actually do any
Mm.
of these technical parts. But if I have to go and talk to a data scientist who is on my team, I have to understand, okay, what's happening. Otherwise, it's just a Chinese movie without subtitles for us, right? So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's always good if you have at least the theoretical knowledge or have the interest towards learning new technologies, new trends, especially with AI. We are getting new trend every week or every month, so you have to keep learning yourself of the technologies and the trends. You don't have to actually go and do the coding, like you don't have to go and build the chatbot, or you have don't have to implement an LLM model. You just have to understand what the use case, at least in terms of product manager perspective. You have to understand what's the use case if you implement this solution, what kind
Mm.
of user stories, or what's the problem that we can solve. Like you can take an AI solution from one industry and say that you have it in like sales domain, there's already a AI solution implemented. So as a product manager, I can think, okay, this is implemented in sales, but can we bring that to healthcare? Probably, like if I am in healthcare, can I
Mm.
bring that solution? Like you have to match the use case, uh, and you don't actually have to do the technical part, but have to understand how it works.
Yeah, and I mean it's also very intimidating. Even in my like I work with software architect. I talk to CTO, and it's not like I have to know the technology and
Yeah.
how to write the code, but I should be able to have conversation. And if they are saying like it's not going to be performing better because of XYZ reason, I'm like, wait, what you say? Like why? uh,
Yeah.
but I think that's also where you also have to let it be that way. I mean, if you don't have it and if you are gotten the role, then it's okay, and ask questions. Like don't
Yeah.
let the ego come in where like why I can't ask the question. Like no, you
Yeah.
can ask the question.
Yeah.
And that reminds me, like all the PMs who are aspiring PMs who are watching this, maybe they are thinking that, oh, the role of PM is so easy. Like you just have to
Oh.
like talk to people.
Yeah.
What would you say to them? What have you seen? Is that the correct assumption? Like a lot of people just think that, oh, PM life is so nice and easy. They just have to
Oh.
talk to people.
Oh yeah, definitely. So there's again two kind of people who get scared that, oh, I don't know how your life as a PM is when they are introverts. Like they
Mm.
get scared, like seeing my schedule, it's full of meetings. I'm like, oh, I can't talk to people that long. And there's again different kind of people. Oh, it's just meetings for you. It's easy for you. So there's two kinds of people. But yeah, I always say this, right? So people or my friends or who are aspiring product managers who always think until the part they get the job, so they think that I how can I get the job, like if I apply, if most of these roles have 5 years minimum experience, right? So they think how can I get the call or get the job. But you also have to think post that, like once you get the job, how will you be able to manage, do you have the skill set or not? So you have to think post that if that's a relevant job for you or a relevant role for you or not. So
Mm.
that's what I generally talk to them, that if you're not comfortable with the tech, it's not that you'll always know everything, right? It's a constant learning. And if you're in a domain where you're interested to learn, well and good, you can apply. If not, then I don't think it'll be right for you.
Yeah.
So yeah, getting a job is happy for you, like a month you'll be happy, after that you actually do the job. So yeah.
Right. Okay. So let's go into your job hunting, because again, you were never a product manager. Is that correct?
Yes, yes. Never
Okay.
a product person until I've come to US.
Okay. But did you have work experience?
Yes, I've graduated my BTech in 2020, and from 2020 August to 2022 September, I worked as a data slash product analyst in latent view analytics at Chennai. But it's more towards NLP and again AI, not the crazy AI that we have right now, but
Mm.
AI, NLP, and machine learning. Yes, but never towards product. I didn't even know product management was a thing back then.
Yeah, now everybody wants to become a PM.
Yeah.
Hey, before we move on to the next part of the video, I want to quickly talk about our newsletter community, which you can be part of absolutely free. We are now going strong and we have more than 40,000 people in our newsletter community. So imagine 40,000 people are receiving my newsletter every single week, twice a week, where I break down all of the stories that we did and make it a valuable resource for you. So if you're someone who doesn't have time to watch this and you just want to get an email with all of the resources into an email, that is the place to be. I'll put the link in the description. I'll give you some example. This is the one for Tanvi, where how she got 2 co-ops and she paid off her entire master's fees. This is an example of Maya, where she got 3 co-ops and she paid off her fees plus a little bit of savings. Here is an example of Sahil, who got his green card in 3 years. Here is an example where we shared bunch of resources on job hunting. So I promise this is going to be valuable resource for you, and it doesn't cost you anything. If you want to be part of our newsletter community, link will be in the description, or you can go to link.udj.com/newsletter. This is the URL. And now I'll let you enjoy the video. Okay, so now you came in fall 2022
Yes.
and you graduated in 2024, which is the
December. Yes.
worst job market ever,
Yeah. Oh,
but
yeah.
you still got job as a PM. Did you have co-op?
Yes, I worked at McKenzie as product manager intern.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So despite the fact that you were never a product manager and you have only not only you have 3 years, three
two
years
years. 2 years. Yeah.
2 years of work experience, and how did you pivot your profile from that to product manager to get a co-op and to get a full-time? So like,
Mhm.
what was your first thing, from, maybe we should start with timeline wise.
Yeah.
If it is fall 2022, when
Mhm.
did you start like thinking about this?
Sure, sure. Yeah, I'll start from fall 22. And while I was coming to US itself, I've decided that I wanted to get into product management, far away from analytics and the coding part. I wanted to
Okay.
get into the product.
Hmm.
So I've decided that, so that's clear. After coming here, APMC, for people who don't know, it's a club called Aspiring Product Managers Club at Northeastern University, Boston.
Hmm.
So I applied to Northeastern University because there's this club called Aspiring Product Managers Club. So I'm a person who always thinks beyond the classes or a curriculum. I never actually learn something in the classes. I want to explore in the clubs or conferences, etc. All everything outside the classroom.
Hmm.
So that's when I actually applied, and straight after coming to here, I applied to the club and got in. But if you take my resume as of fall 22, it would be full of analytics, full of technical resume. And I had no clue that we have to change in terms of product, etc.,
Hmm.
etc. And I applied with the same resume. Of course, I can't apply until January, until 6 months part. But I anyhow applied with the same resume. uh,
Two
and
product management jobs.
two product management jobs.
Hmm.
So I'm like, okay, I'm getting all rejects, I'm not getting callbacks and all that. I was feeling kind of sad. But this was September October period that I didn't know anything about product management. So right after I joined, we had already, like, that was like super small club at that time. It was only around 10-15 people. We were working on building the websites and actually doing the user interviews, understanding the how's the market within Northeastern University student community, etc. And then while talking to peers, then I understood that, oh, I have to change this resume to product terms. You have to change, update this. And then I started doing that. And I think by
When was
Jan,
that?
yeah, I think by January or February, I have a at least decent product resume,
Okay.
far from technical, because I had publications, done all that in India, and I didn't want to take that because when you have a paper published, it's like, oh, I have a paper published, I don't want to remove that. I mean, think from a product hiring manager, it's not relevant like for you to have a publication, but that took time for me to actually take it out. So yeah, January February was the time I had a decent product resume. Decent, I wouldn't say good, still better.
Hmm.
um yeah, so after that.
And so,
Mhm.
before coming, you knew that you want to become a product manager, or
Yes,
at least you had like this good intuition that that is where I want my career to be.
yes,
You came and then you were applying and all of this with your analytics
yes,
resume. Then you joined this club and you realize that after talking some peer reviews, etc., it's like, oh,
yes,
my resume is not meant for product manager. That's why I'm not getting any calls.
yes.
So I pivoted and you changed the resume to more so like product manager resume.
Yeah,
What
exactly,
happened
yes.
after that? Like, did you start getting calls, or after that, like you still had to go through the different journey?
So yes, I applied and applied and applied, and May, it's already May, and I didn't get even a single call back. I was like,
Mm,
it's May and I don't have a co-op. I'm like, okay, I'll go back to India for the summer break, and we can. I wanted a break really bad then, so I went to India.
right. Like just because you were so frustrated, or what?
This is one part. Like, job part is one, and it's big, I know. And I didn't get a co-op. Sorry, I didn't get a part time then. And you know how Boston Northeastern is. Getting a part time is. I think it's still my dream to get a part time, even after I got a full time. It's that hard to get a part time in Northeastern University. I'm like,
For
I
people
don't.
who are watching this, when she says part time, you mean on campus
On
jobs?
campus part time, yes. On
Yes.
campus job, yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
on campus job. So all my interviews happened in India. Funny enough, that's the only interview call I got for internship. Other than that, nothing. So I decided that I have to crack this anyhow, and that's McKenzie. You can't, you can't be, So I was like
Can't
focused.
take it lightly. Yeah.
Exactly. So I was like super focused on getting that to convert that into a internship offer. So yeah, that's how
And
it
so for
started.
McKenzie, was it like cold application or was it networking or anything?
So McKenzie, I applied through multiple. You know that Northeastern has NU a co-op portal where you can apply. I don't remember applying through that, but probably I would have applied. I applied. I know that I've applied through the website, the actual portal on the McKenzie company portal, and I applied through LinkedIn. So I applied through multiple places. I applied it in February and I got a call back in May. I didn't even know that I applied by the time I actually got the call back. So, funny enough, my resume with which I applied to McKinsey was the technical part product one,
Hmm.
which has the publication one. The I would say I got lucky with McKinsey's because the kind of a role that they were expecting is exactly what I did in my previous work experience back in
Hmm.
India. So it kind of like 90% was as it is, like my bullet points were as it is. But if I've applied with the product resume, I wouldn't have got the call back. So I
So,
would
so this tells me how important it is to have your resume relevant to the job that you're applying. Would you
exactly.
agree?
Yes, yes, 100%. That's
Because
the
then people complain to me is like, "Ki, Arey, but Yudi, that takes so long." I'm like, yeah, you want $100,000 jobs, so you
yeah,
work for that.
yeah, yeah. I completely agree with that. So it
Hmm.
that's when I started to understand the importance of resume. It's like a cheat sheet you're giving to the hiring manager, right? So you
Hmm.
have to make it for the same syllabus that they have to.
Yeah, and
So
you are given the cheat code that here
yeah,
is what we are looking for. Do
yeah,
you have something like this? And
yeah,
if you do, then show us. So then we can select you. But if you show them something totally different than the game that you're like applying to or playing, they're not gonna be like, oh, this player might not be good enough for this game because they don't understand the game
yes.
in a way.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
hmm,
So yeah, that's when it started. I've got the call. I've converted it. I've had 3 rounds of interviews. One was part technical, part product case study, and was second one was completely product case study oriented. Third one was again behavioral and sort of use case like product case studies interview. But yeah, I've converted that, and I flew back to India like within like couple of weeks. Sorry, flew back to US within couple of weeks.
Yeah. Uh,
I want to highlight one point here,
hmm,
that I was talking about this pain point that I didn't have enough knowledge that it should be product oriented resume and it was technical resume, right? So after understanding to many aspiring product people in APMC Northeastern, we understood that many of them were in the similar mindset. And
hmm,
that's when within APMC we started to build a product resume review. It was that time and pepperoni enough, where you can submit the resume, the technical resume or the resume that you have, and the peers or the mentors will help to convert into product. So we actually developed a product which kind of helped me to talk about
hmm,
in the interviews.
hmm,
So
hmm,
that's one suggestion I would want to give to any of the students or aspiring PMs, that if you're facing PM, if you're facing a pain point, understand if your peers and if your friends are also facing that, and if it's really a good pain point, solve it. You'll
hmm.
have some points to talk it in your interview, because
Cannot
most.
agree more. Yes,
Yeah.
100%. Because I think just having like classes and just having knowledge of how what does PM do will not cut it in, at least in this job market. So you having the going through the whole pain point journey to building a product to launching the product to actually having the users using it,
Yeah.
that's when you understand like, okay, this is exactly what PM does, and now I can speak more about it.
Exactly, exactly. And you'll also get the confidence, right? Let's say that you actually get the offer and you go to a company. When you actually build products and worked with teams and
Hmm.
did all the problem solving part and launched it, you'll have that confidence where you can go to a room and say, we can do this, and no, we cannot. Like, you have the capacity to say yes and no. That's
Hmm.
what they look for, people with 5 years of experience, the ability to make yes or no decisions or the trade-offs.
Hmm.
So when you don't have that experience with you, it's hard for you to make the decisions
Yeah.
in a room full of technical people or like the PhD candidates that we have,
Yeah.
right?
And also
Yeah.
the frameworks for making decisions, right? It's not just making the decision, but how did you come up with that
Yeah.
decision? Like anybody can say like, oh yeah, we shouldn't
Yeah.
do it. But as a true PM will like really be data oriented. Like, okay,
Yes.
here's the data that we saw, and here's the decline that we are seeing, and that's why we decided to not work on this feature or whatever. So I mean, this part will only come in when you actually build a product, you talk to users, and then you realize like, okay, we have enough data to make a decision that this is not worth it or whatever.
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah. Yeah.
Completely agree. Yes.
So let's talk about pivoting the resume. If you are from technical field, here's how you can change things in your resume.
Sure, sure, definitely. Most of the solutions, even in the software field or the technical field, we'll be solving a problem, right? Ultimately, we'll be solving a problem. So that's what PM is about. How are you solving a problem, and what's the impact that you as a person brought to the team? So, major thing that I always see in the resumes with my friends is that they highlight the tasks that they've performed rather than the impact they've brought to the table. So like I had the resume, I'll talk about it. So previously, I like I said, I used to be an analyst, a data product analyst. So I used to write SQL queries, like hundreds of SQL queries, and I also built a Tableau dashboard, etc. So the line used to be written 1,000 plus SQL queries, and I've built a Tableau dashboard with 1,000 filters, 100 dimensions, etc. But that's what I was supposed to do. Like, because you've done this, what did you achieve is
Mm.
what everyone wants to see. So you have to transition from the task to the impact, saying that I've increased the website, like I work for a Forbes 100 company. Let's say I work for this company or website. So I've increased 20% user adoption rate by doing or by building a Tableau dashboard, etc. So highlight
Yeah.
the metric first, and
Mm.
then talk about what you've done. It's still the technical part. I didn't change anything, but because what I've done, there's an actual metric that got implemented. So I
Yeah.
would want to say that, like, and understand the product metrics very well. Like, it can be user adoption, or it can be user engagement or
Mm.
retention, etc. Understand what's the right metric for the technical solution you've provided, and
Mm.
highlight that and talk about the technical part you've done. Like, you don't have to emit the whole technical part out, but highlight the
The
impact.
impact, yeah. Yeah, that's exactly. So obviously I teach this in job hunting accelerator program that I have. I call this so what.
Yeah.
And keep going until you figure out what the answer of so what is. Like, you wrote 1,000 SQL queries. So what happened because of your
Yeah.
road? Oh, that changed this. So what? And then they will come to like, because of that the user adoption increased. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, now that is the impact you created. Even it's not directly related, but because of this work you got to that impact. So that's how you start the thing. Like you said,
Yes.
increase 20% user adoption. Sometimes these percentage can also be interesting questions, like how did you measure
Measure.
20%?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So you could also like talk about like, oh yeah, so initially we had about like 1,000 users, and then
Mm.
we got to like 1,200 users, and
Hmm.
that's how I know it's 20% increase.
Yes.
So anyway, like, yeah, so keep asking that so what question, and then you will get to it. I love the whole your transformation of like, this is what most people do, I did this, like
Yeah.
here's what your job responsibility was, and then you shifted from that to here's what the impact I created, and
Yes.
product managers are supposed to create impact. So
Yes. This also applies to PMs too, like people having previous product experience. Their pointers are also looking like, I've done, like, I've led the product roadmap, or I've done this product. Like, they're using the keywords. I understand it's for the ATS system to track, or to identify that you're a product person, but past 8 years you're still are going for a human being who looks
mm,
out if you are right for the role or not. So you have to, your target customer or audience for your resume is the hiring manager, not the ATS system. So you have to understand from that perspective, saying that yes, you have led the product roadmap, but what did you achieve? Like, I've led 20 plus user interviews in the interview, like in the internship. So what? So what did you
mm,
do? Did you identify some key pain points that you later on built as a features? So
yes,
you
yeah.
should build a story on top of what you've done. Is
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
for
What was
everyone.
the
Yeah.
outcome of that 20 plus user interviews? Okay.
Yes.
Because of that, you identified this. Because
Yes.
of that, you built this. And
Yes.
yeah, yes. Yeah.
So
Love it.
yeah, this
Sorry, go ahead.
applies to, no, I'm just saying that it applies to product people to learn, not the technical, only technical people, but also the product people too. So yeah,
Hmm.
wanted to highlight
Yeah.
that.
Nice. Okay, so back in your journey, you got
Mm-hmm.
McKenzie.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so we talked about resume part. That's
Yes.
how like you kind of transformed it, and it was semi-transformed because the role was more technical. So that's how you got
Yes.
picked. It was more relevant. You got the interview. The cracking of interview is also very important in
Yes.
product management. Like software engineers, sometimes I feel like the playbook is out there, like you do the neat code or something like
Yeah.
that, but product is very sometimes can get very subjective. It's how you answer, how you solve the case studies.
Yeah.
How did you prepare for product management interviews?
Yeah. I would again thank APMC. It's not like I'm marketing them, but that's what happened with my case. So yeah, it's not just APMC. You have to find any relevant club or relevant resources around
Resource.
you,
Hmm.
exactly, so that you can go and improve yourself. So when I, just like I said, when I came to US or Northeastern, I had no clue about product management or anything. I was from a technical perspective, so I was always about the solution part, but as a product manager you have to fall in love with the problem part. So what's actually the problem? What are we trying to solve? Why are we trying to solve? Who are we trying to solve? You have to ask all these questions. So this took time for me to understand.
Hmm.
So for me, like, APMC had couple of sessions, like what is product management, and mock interview sessions and all that. So I it helped me, but for people who doesn't have that, you have to understand. You don't have to buy books or take courses or etc. It's pretty much out there. It's all on the Google or any of the internet resources. So understand what's product management is about, and find a person around you, like a fellow PM, aspiring PM, and do mock interviews with that person. And take, again, there's mock interview questionnaire is also available on internet. You can just take that and ask questions to each other, and you have to keep refining. You get one interview call, so you have to convert that. So before that, you should at least have 20, 30 mock interviews for you to have the confidence to go and talk about it. And I would suggest to have multiple projects in your head, like in your resume have product projects. I mean, because you don't have experience. If you have experience, well and good, otherwise have product projects. And think a lot about those projects. For example, while I was going for McKenzie interview, I already had a project called Uber for Chiefs, like Uber for senior citizens. I've done all the how a case study works. I've done the user research, user interviews, market research, and how should what's the actual problem statement is, and then going to how should we actually build the solution, what can be the features, how to prioritize the features, what is the roadmap, like all the steps. So why is it necessary is that when you go to an interview and they give case study, when you've already done this by yourself, you'll have this step by step process in your mind. So you don't think on the call, but you act, because you've done all this, you'll keep asking follow up questions. Okay, so you're saying this, so who's the target customer, like why are we solving this, why? So you'll have all these steps in your mind, so you can actually talk to the interviewer, rather than it's not like he or she is interviewing you, but it's can be more of a conversation when you already have a steps in your mind. So I would suggest to do a lot of project product case studies, so that it'll be easy for you to when you actually go to the interview.
Mm. So, from in terms of cracking the interview, again, I know the T-Mobile might be completely different story,
Yes.
but for McKenzie, for cracking the interview, you worked on, you did mock interviews, and then you figured out a lot of this use cases, product case studies, and that's how. And then obviously, you now ChatGPT, you can also do that. You can
Yeah.
figure out like, okay, what are the typical questions I could be
Yes.
asked, and McKenzie is very popular, so you could also look up like what questions were asked in the
Yeah.
past, and then you just practiced a lot more. Is that
Yes.
kind of the framework?
Yes, that's the framework. And you'll know people who've been in previous roles, in similar roles in McKinsey. You can talk to them, understand the team, and prepare accordingly. And you can also ask the HR what kind of interviews it's going to be, and prepare accordingly as well. Like
Hmm.
McKinsey does that, help you with that.
Nice. Okay. So amazing McKenzie interview internship. And was this converted into like co-op, or was this just summer internship?
This was a co-op. Like it
Yeah.
got, yeah, it's originally is a co-op itself.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then you must be like, okay, life is sorted, full time is sorted, everything is great. I don't have to worry about it. Was it
Yeah.
was it like that?
Oh yeah, that's how I've dived into it, but later on understood the 2020 market hit hard in 2022, 23.
Hmm.
So none of the co-ops got converted. So like,
Hmm.
even though the work I did was really impactful to the team, and my manager tried hard to convert, but
Didn't
every
have.
company, like every other company, they couldn't convert. Yes, none of the co-ops
Hmm.
got converted.
So now comes the real challenge of finding full time,
Yes.
because that is like another, and that you are entering in 2024 job market,
Yes.
which is again, like I said, it was the worst market ever. Um, what did you do from for full time job application? Was your strategy slightly different? What, like anything different that you did to get interview calls?
Sure. Yeah. I understood better from a product manager perspective, or the hiring manager perspective, of what we're looking for after getting into a co-op. So before that, I was a student who wanted a job desperately. I'm like, give me a job. But then I started to understand, okay, even if I get a job, I have to be able to fulfill the shoes in that person, right? If I have, they're asking for a 5 years of experience candidate. Okay, let's say that they hired me with kind of experience that I had. After getting into that, how can I fulfill? Like I have to still go talk to everyone, make decisions, important decision, create the kind of impact.
Hmm.
So right now I like that. I like the experience of the confidence that I was talking about before.
Hmm.
So I should be able to make confident decisions and the frameworks like you talked about. So I was thinking of, I am already a product manager and I have to make products now. Like irrespective of the company, like irrespective of being a student, I am a product manager now. I am building products. That's how I started thinking from then. So I actually started building products. Number one was resume review that I talked about. Previously, it used to be a website of connecting mentors and mentees. So they can go for resume reviews and get all the suggestions. And the pain point from that is that we always have to find people who give suggestions. So
Hmm.
that used to be super low, and the people who wants to get suggestions or reviewed is high. So by that time, ChatGPT is already over the internet, and all AI solutions started coming into the picture. That's when we've started to think, okay, let's make this AI version. So we are making a product rag model basically, where it can help you, like there's no person involved. You can upload your current version of resume and it gives you where it lacks, and it gives you where you can improve and kind of keywords you can add, etc., etc. So that's how we've pivoted into an AI solution. That's my one of my projects that I started working on.
And this is an independent project
Yes.
that you are working on, not like a class project or
No,
something.
no.
Okay. Yeah.
Class projects, yeah, were happening on the side, but they were like towards the class curriculum, right? It should be in this particular manner or targeted towards some segment. So this is something outside the class curriculum. And that's one product that I was working on. The second one, this is kind of the highlight, I would say. So while I was working at McKenzie, I needed to talk to a lot of people who work with the sales teams, so
Hmm.
product managers who work with the sales team, etc. So I used to understand there's a lot of pain points while talking to them. And one of my friends who was working at Chan Zuckerberg initiative was also facing the same problem, that they have a pain points towards sales teams, etc. So that's when we collaborated and built a product, Aladdin AI. It's again a RAG model, which is a AI sales copilot, like copilot for the sales teams. So we've started working on that. Like we thought we could actually build like a startup. So we started doing. He was the technical person, and I, being the product manager, used to go talk to salespeople when I had zero clue about the sales,
Hmm.
zero clue about the sales knowledge. So I went and did a lot of user interviews, talked to a lot of salespeople, account executives, everyone in the sales domain. Understood, like we started from one pain point, and after talking to them, we understood that okay, we have to pivot a bit. And then after a couple of months, we actually built not the whole product but a prototype of what we are trying to achieve. And we talked to VCs, we applied to Y Combinator and couple of other,
Oh,
yeah, a couple of other tech, tech stars and all
other
the VCs. Yes,
accelerators. Yeah.
exactly. We've got couple of callbacks to even YC. We've got until the second round, but I. Okay, that's a sad story. But that's when I actually did the product management experience. So
Hmm.
because until then I had products, yes, like I built like small products within my college community, but then I actually went and talked around with people working in across
In the
companies.
industry.
Yes,
Yeah.
we went to TechCrunch in San Francisco and actually pitched our product over there, talked to the investors over there. Like there were startup owners across, and people from across different companies coming over there and talking to them, and understood, okay, this is how this, like you actually gain experience while you're building a product in that level, like scaling up.
Mhm.
So that's when I learned a lot about product management, etc. So yeah, we had to stop that because I on my personal level, I hit I met with an accident and I had to go back to India for surgery, and all that happened.
Oh,
So
wow. Okay.
yeah.
We
So
should probably talk about that when we film different video.
yeah, sure. Yes. So yeah, we almost thought that we are not getting into jobs or anything. We wanted to get into the startup system and
Hmm. Hmm.
build a startup, etc. So that's when we even talked to Workada as a, like, they were our alpha customer, like beta customer, where we take their documents and work on them. And we, Freshworks from Chennai, India, is we also talked to their directors, and they were interested in taking our product, but a couple of steps involved. But yeah, it we actually did the whole product, like
Journey.
building a,
Yeah.
yes. So
Hmm.
that really helped me.
Hmm.
So that actually helped me in getting the job or interview calls later on, when we decided to go back to the job
Job
hunting.
market. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
I have a couple of questions over there. So it's evident you are a product manager from like the hustle and the grind that you put in, and I think that's the piece a lot of aspiring PMs misses. They
Mm,
try to focus so much on optimizing resume and LinkedIn profile to like think that that is the magic bullet, but really that's not the magic bullet. I mean,
yes.
yes, you have to do that,
Yeah.
and you have to do other things as well.
Yes.
Like, that's not the full stop, that's a comma. Like you have to go beyond that,
Yes.
and not just your core projects, and they solve real pain point, real world project problems. And
Yes.
that, like, I loved that. So what I'm doing again, this is a side kind of example,
Mm-hmm.
hunting accelerator. So I have this problem statement, and a lot of the students continuously, we have this WhatsApp group, and everybody's like, hey, what about this, what about it? So
Yeah.
I know this is a continuous problem that is happening. So I built like a team of 6 people, like
Mm-hmm.
one product manager, project manager, and 4 engineers. And then I was like, okay guys, I know you guys are really wanting to build something. Engineers, you need something to show, and product manager, you need a product. Project manager, you need something to manage. Here's
Exactly.
the team put together, here's the problem statement, here's my vision, now go execute this. So now they are building it, and now they are like, oh my gosh, I didn't even realize I need to learn how to write user stories and acceptance criteria, I need to talk
Exactly.
to people. And that is when the real experience will come in.
Yes, yes, exactly. That's what, like, you have theoretical knowledge, agreed, but you have to actually implement it, and face some drawbacks, or face even some failures, like small failures. Only then you'll understand, okay, this happened because I did that. So how can I do it differently next time?
Hmm.
So these are the questions that even they ask in the interviews, like, is there a time where you failed? So we make up stories, right? But if you actually have a story where you fail, and you understand the kind of journey that you've done, so you can pivot the next time, it actually helps you while you make decisions in the product manager roles.
Yeah,
So yeah, it's
100%.
it's
But let
always,
me
yeah,
ask
good.
you another philosophical question. This might
Mm-hmm.
be more focused towards Indian audience.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you said you went to TechCrunch.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that brings me to the point of going out of your university and using the opportunities that are around you, whether it's going to conferences and like TechCrunch and Y Combinators and all of those things, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have to spend money from your pocket to do this.
Yes,
I'm
yes,
assuming this.
yes,
Maybe some universities will have like a $500 scholarship or something,
yes.
but I think most people end up thinking like nothing is going to happen in this, so that's why I don't want to do it. What is your take on that?
Oh, I would definitely suggest people to, go and explore around these conferences and other clubs or activities that are happening. I also understand the financial aspect of it, and the most problem, or the point that I want to highlight, is that you understand the resources that you have in your surroundings. Like, most of the people, like, if you go talk to Northeastern universities, they might probably not even know that there's a club called APMC at this point.
Mhm.
So you have to first, when you come to US, it's your dream to come to US. It's some because you wanted to achieve something, right? So what should you do to achieve something? And you need resources or platforms or opportunities to achieve something. So you have to identify them around yourself. Like, for example, like you said, Northeastern actually gives out some funding, not the whole funding, but they gives at least a part of airfare and air tickets, etc., when you want to
Mhm.
go to this. And there's some universities like Duke, etc., they give you 100% funding, like up to
Yeah.
a mark. So
Yeah.
you have to understand this. Majority of the students doesn't even know that this
Correct.
is there. So you have to understand, and I would suggest definitely go to these conferences, and not just because you want to take a picture and post on LinkedIn saying that you went there. Go actually talk to people, understand
Mm,
their journey, like how did they are in their current role, or what are they trying to solve, or what is
mm,
their current position. Like talk to them, understand them, exchange content. That's where the actual networking happens. Like you can actually exchange your LinkedIn contacts or emails, and then you can connect with them. And that's a really very great point. Like it doesn't even have to be a tech crunch level. So I'll give you an example. So I was talking about my friend who was working at Chan Zuckerberg, and we collaborated on
mm,
doing this startup, right? So he was studying at Northeastern Seattle campus. I was
mm,
studying in Northeastern Boston campus, and we were not in touch until then. So we are undergrad friends, but we never spoke, like never talked until then. He came to APMC's Protothon event in March. So for he was one of the top 10 finalists for hackathon, product hackathon, which is Protothon. So I was also uh, participating in that. We were also part of the top 10 teams. So that time we actually won, like my team won. And he wasn't, like he couldn't win. So that's how the conversation started. Hey Spurti, I see that your product won, like how did you win? Like, what's the product strategy that you applied? How did that? So that's how we started talking. Because he attended that, like we both attended that like product
mm,
hackathon, we actually built a product, we
mm,
actually went to YC, and
mm.
that kind of experience helped me to get a job. So
Yeah.
it's like a small butterfly effect, or you can talk about that. So it doesn't
Yeah.
even have to be at that level scale, but even the small events that you go, make it worthy enough. Like talk to people, understand, and keep in touch with them. And yeah.
Mm, yeah. Okay, so back to your journey. You went through the whole startup entrepreneurship journey. Met with an accident. Sorry that you had to go through that. And then you came back. You're like, okay, realize that time is too less for you now. So let's go back into job market.
Yes.
How did you start getting interview calls when it was the worst job market?
Oh yeah. So I went to, like I said, I went to India, and I came back in September of 2024 last year. So and I will graduate in December 2024. So I had 4 months of time, but I took time to adjust back in US, because again I was in India for a couple of months. So it until October I didn't focus on applying. I was still settling in. So October is when I realized, oh, it's just 3 months now, so I have to start applying. And that's when I started applying like seriously. So so my strategy was, there's a platform called
Job right.
exactly.
Yeah.
So why I prefer, like I'll start
I'll
with
put
that.
the link of that as well. Like all the discussion, all the things that we are discussing, maybe I'll put it even APMs and everything,
Okay.
so that way people have all the resources in one spot. But yeah, go ahead. Job right AI. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. Jobright.ai is really a good tool that I've used, because it shows you most relevant and most recent job postings. Like it
Mm,
even shows like past few minutes updated ones. So I will start with that, because number one strategy for job applications, or applying to, not number one, but one of the top, is to apply as soon as you see the role. Like
mm,
don't wait for referrals. I don't think they work unless it comes from a higher management. So don't wait for referrals. When you see it got open this minute, don't think twice, just apply it. So I used to always focus on the most recent job application, like postings. Like it should be within like 30 minutes. Even if it's within a day, I don't think you'll have the chance. So I used to focus on them first. Job right, oh my god.
okay. Yeah.
Then yeah, then I used to go for LinkedIn filtered job, like
Mm,
you can filter all this. So then LinkedIn. I also used to have 15 set of companies, which is
mm,
more towards product oriented.
mm,
And so even though they post those job openings on LinkedIn and other platforms, it still takes time. Like it appears for you like 2 days later or 3 days later, which is already delayed. So I used to go, and you can have mail alerts set on, but
Hmm.
if you're super panicky like me, I'll still go to their website and I will check if they
Don't
have.
trust technology enough, even though I built technology.
Exactly. I mean, yeah, I can't take risk on that. So I used to go and check their job portals. Like it wouldn't take you much time. Like if they are have an opening, then yeah, you will take couple of minutes. If not, it'll just
Yeah, I
take
mean,
like
just
20 minutes or
if it's a
something like
15,
that.
20 companies, have bookmark of all the career website of these
Exactly.
companies, and then have a routine of like every morning, 8 a.m. to 50, like 15 minutes. I'm gonna go
Exactly.
see, okay, not there. See, not there. Like it'll take 15 clicks to find out. So yeah.
Exactly, perfect. I used to have an Excel. I'm an Excel person. I'll do everything on the Excel. So I have
Nice.
an Excel of all the 15 companies. Like even the job right, I'll have a link, and then the LinkedIn links, and then the 15. Like it's all like in a system, so it's easy for me to go click on. And after that, then I used to go for built-in website, like built-in specific to Boston, built-in San Francisco, etc. But built-in is super low. Like I've started it almost at the end. So but yeah, and LinkedIn easy apply, there's a filter, right? So I whenever I go to college or whenever I travel or do things on my phone, I used to apply that during
Mm.
then. I'm not sure if I can say this or not, but when I'm applying using easy apply, I don't see the job description or anything. I'll just say apply, 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 and then I'll finish it off all. It's like a task for me to finish
Like
all
a
the easy
dopamine
apply.
hit. Like,
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
30 minutes of travel, how many I can hit? Easy apply.
Exactly. That's how I should. I'm like I have a count that I need to reach. Like this is
Mm.
the number of applications that I have to apply. I mean, in terms of easy apply, not the others. Like in when you are applying to the 15 specific companies, it's not the quantity but quality that you have to do. But
Mm.
easy apply, I used to do like without seeing anything generic. But funny enough, I got callbacks even from the easy apply ones.
Oh,
So
interesting.
yeah,
Mm.
because I didn't see the, so one of the callbacks I got from easy apply, the job posted was 1 year ago. 1 year ago, because I didn't see that, I applied. Otherwise probably I wouldn't have applied. So 1 year ago, but they reached out saying we have an opening always, like we are looking for people always, but
Ah,
we didn't find right people, so we didn't hire anyone. But yeah, it's always open in so that's
it's a, like a rolling base type of thing.
exactly.
Mm.
That's a startup though. Like they don't have like it's 15, 20 people only in that company, but this they're still always hiring for people, right? Like talented
Mm.
people. So that's
So
how.
you heavily focused on quality applications, like basically applying online is was your strategy.
Yes.
Even though in that you had a strategy of like 15, 20 companies, that is your dream company that you want to work
Mm,
for. So you would check on that. But then
mm.
otherwise, like you focus on like daily applying.
Yes.
Was there a goal like you were like, okay, at least 5 companies I would apply or 10 companies I would apply?
I would say the number would be higher.
Higher. Okay.
Yeah.
Even with quality application.
Quality application, yes. Even with the quality application, so one thing I would do is I don't change my resume too much. I would create like 4 to 5 base resumes, because my I have product experience everywhere, so it's not like I'm changing or twisting any like
Mm.
keywords.
Mm.
So I have like 4 to 5 with different focused. I would say like one is completely technical, purely technical, and one is technical product towards business, etc. But yeah, mostly it wouldn't change, but I have a summary section on the resume. So I would only change the summary section on my resume, saying tailoring towards the job that I'm applying to. So
Mm.
I also focus more towards the 15 companies alone in terms of changing it, but otherwise I wouldn't change much.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Was T-Mobile in one of those 15 companies?
T-Mobile is a completely different journey.
Story?
T-Mobile, no, yeah, I didn't even imagine, like I didn't even think of applying to T-Mobile. So that's crazy.
Mm,
Yeah,
okay, got
yeah,
it. So from your strategy perspective, applying online, and we you went through that.
yes.
What about networking. Did you do any networking? Did you try, like, I know you mentioned referral don't work, especially if you're not getting it from someone who has an influence in the
Yes.
company. But did you try to do coffee chats? Did you try to do informational interviews, like, so in the hope that that might lead into an interview or a job offer?
Yes, yes, definitely, yes. So I did networking too, on LinkedIn specifically, and there's a platform called ADP list, if I'm not wrong, ADP list, where I used to talk to the people. They are like mentors, mentees conversation happening. So for your resume reviews, or when you want to actually, when you got an interview call, you can go to the particular company PMs or respective roles over there and talk to them, understand. But also LinkedIn, yes, majority LinkedIn. So I never ask for a referral or say that do you have any openings, because imagine you're in a position, and I understand this a lot now, like when you open your DMs, you'll get referral, and it's all same, like. And when you have LinkedIn AI helping you, right, it's the same template. Like how are you, like you have to think from when you're a product person, I can talk about USP, like you, what's your USP that that person should give you a referral,
Hmm.
if a referral or a job opening, right? So what I used to do is I generally start by talking, or let's say that take T-Mobile for example. So I would have built a prototype for T-Mobile or similar to T-Mobile, like anything in the telecom industry or something, or the use case that they're working on. Say that, hey, I worked on this use case, and I want to hear your suggestions on this, or does like what do you do is relevant to this project, or does this help you in any way, in this kind of solution. It's not about job, do not mention job in that. I mean, that's what I did, I'm not saying do not, but yeah. But again, even for this, a lot of people might not reply based on their work schedules, etc. But I got better replies for these kind of things. I used to
Yeah.
ask for, coffee chats or just 15 minutes, voice, just phone calls where we can talk about, okay, I want to get into AI, I've built these products, is this good enough for me to get into AI PM, or should how should I improve myself, or just
Hmm.
ask them for guidance. And
Hmm.
start, that should be the starting point, and from there you can go and build a relationship, and
Yeah,
it'll
it's a
take time.
long journey. If you
Exactly.
are like, if you've graduated and you are like running against the 90-day clock, I mean, this approach is not going to
Not,
be
yeah.
helpful,
Yes.
obviously. But if it is like from the day you've landed in United States, or even
Exactly.
before coming to United States, if you
Exactly.
start this, by the time you graduate, like you have ideally built this relationship for over 2 years, and now there is a possibility of them having something. Maybe they are even promoted to be a hiring
Yes.
position or in a hiring team, and they can give
Yes.
you more approach. So I agree. Yeah, that's
Yes.
how I teach as well, and that's how, unless there's an hiring manager who said like, "Hey, I'm hiring for this
Yeah.
position." Now the approach is different. You're not
Different.
building,
Yes.
because they have said it on LinkedIn that I am
Yes.
looking for this. Come join our team, and that's when you reach out for direct approach where, hey, I saw your post and here's why I am best qualified for this.
Yes.
Here are 3 bullet points. I would love to get in touch. And is this like, you have, like, I can meet with you, would like to get on a call with you. So there's more direct approach again. Anyway, so
Exactly. Yes. Yeah.
how, oh sorry, go ahead.
No, no. I want to again, like I said, once you come to the US, understand your vision, what you want to become 2 years down the line, and then work towards it. I know that a lot of people, I mean, who are already graduated, this might not apply to you, but if people are coming in now, start from now. Like the job application strategy doesn't work for 3 months, it takes years. So like
Yeah.
changing your resume to pivoting yourself, yes, it takes time. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, even people who graduated still do networking.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean,
I mean,
different kind of networking.
yeah,
Yes.
it'll be different type of networking. I feel like if I want to switch job now, I don't think I'll apply. Like, I know enough people
Yeah.
where I'll just text them saying like,
Yes.
"Hey, I'm looking for it. Is your company hiring?" Or like, "I saw your company's hiring," and that's probably how I'm gonna get a interview call.
Exactly.
So, and so that's because I've 10 years in industry, I've built this relationship where now I'm probably like, for example, I've built relationship with you and it's like, Spurti, I see this position in T-Mobile, could you help me connect with them?
Yes.
That's probably going to be my approach versus and that's because I've built relationship, like not,
Yes.
you know. So anyway, so people who have graduated and have a job shouldn't stop networking because
Yes.
it will come in handy anytime later as well.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Yes. Yeah.
How
Yeah.
did T-Mobile happen?
Yeah. I think this is the right flow because we are talking about networking and we came to
Hmm.
T-Mobile. I think that's right flow because,
Wasn't
uh,
planned. So,
yeah, I mean, I never applied to T-Mobile or for some reason it wasn't on my list. I don't know why, but I started talking to T-Mobile PMs on
hmm,
LinkedIn. So similarly, like I used to share my case study that I've built, the product that prototype that I've built, and I had general discussions with them, but not that level of deep. Or we didn't even build a relation at that point. Just one or two messages. But then there was this senior manager, like director position, who I reached out to, said that, hey, I worked on this and uh, this is one of the prototypes that I'm building right now, and it looks similar to what you've described on LinkedIn with what you do, and I want to discuss more on this. That's how it started. And I would say I got lucky because that senior director replied back to me saying that, yeah, what you've built looks interesting, let's discuss. And she's also more towards product oriented, like she loves talking about products. That's got lucky for me that, okay, let's start discussing. And we got on a call and started discussing about products and how it works. And I come from a fresh background, like fresh perspective, and she comes with years and years in product management. So there's a
hmm,
lot of, oh, that's true, this can happen now, and oh, that's true, like your experience actually helps me a lot. This kind of conversations happened. So meanwhile, I also got couple of other interviews from other companies, and I've been doing that. And the kind relationship was building with this T-Mobile person
and
parallelly.
this is in 3 months time frame.
Yes, yes, three
Hmm,
months. I would say just 1.5 month was the peak, but yeah,
hmm,
3 months.
hmm,
So after a while, I got an offer from other company, like a startup company that I talked before. Okay, then I realized, okay, I got the offer. Should I tell that to this person from T-Mobile and see if this is actually a job opening or a job prospective? I told her that, yeah, I got an offer from other company. Is there any chance that T-Mobile is hiring, etc., etc.? She said that right now we are not hiring at the company, but when we do, like next year, we are aiming to hire a lot. So probably then we can hire you. But then
hmm,
she even though she said that, she got me in contact with couple of product managers who reports to her. So
hmm,
I started talking to them about the prototype that I worked on. After a while, they decided that they liked me and said that, uh, yeah, we know that we are going to hire next year, but why not start taking interviews for her? And it's changed, the perspective changed from just discussions to a job,
hmm.
job opening. Yeah.
And
Funny.
so that's how you got connected to this post senior PM type of person. She
Yes.
was also interested. You guys discussed it.
Yes.
No job opening is not available, or we will hire later. Uh, but then you had a job offer. So did you not like felt FOMO, like what if this goes away?
Oh,
Uh,
yes.
and then you were still talking to the other PMs in the T-Mobile, and they are like, hey, might as well start interviewing you now.
Yeah.
And you're so like, how did like yeah? First is, did you not think that that offer might go away, or did you accept it but still interested in T-Mobile?
So yes, so the first startup I was talking about, the interview happened around December first week. The last final interview happened. They actually called me in for a in-person interview. I was in Boston. Their startup is in New Jersey. They booked a flight and then called me. So I was like, okay, if they booked, they probably would have liked me already. So I just have to switch it in. So I was confident enough that I'm going to get that job. So after the final interview, before even getting the result, I told that I got the job with T-Mobile. So that
Mhm.
I already have a job offers. I mean, not in hand, but I have this in my option. So that's when it started. Like still the interview process started. but there's still a gap that, yeah, I have to choose. But I never thought I'll accept T-Mobile because the startup offer that I got, they took long enough for me to reply back.
Mm.
Because I interviewed for a PM position. They came back with a offer saying that you can build your company with us. You'll be the CEO of your own company. We'll give you funding with this amount and this percentage of stake in that. You can work in our office. We'll give you all the privileges of filing H1B or all the, actually filing the company, etc., etc. They gave me that offer. I'm like, who will say no to this and accept T-Mobile? I'm okay, I'm solid on that. That's why I was super chill while giving my T-Mobile interviews. It's like fun conversations. I didn't even think about that. Okay, I'm going to
Mm.
take this offer.
The
Like,
confidence level was much different and
yeah,
higher because you're like, I don't need this job, but I'm just gonna go and have fun, type of thing.
exactly.
Mm.
Like, that was super fun. And but I started to think about the actual numbers that the other company gave. uh can I work with those numbers? Like, that was like pretty low, I would say, not like an average amount of investment that they would give in the first period. But still, I'm a student, I have a huge debt that I have to pay back. Is it the right time for me to switch back to the startups industry? Can I
Mm.
take that risk right now? And that all started then after I got the interview.
Mm.
So before and parallelly the interviews were happening with T-Mobile. So I told T-Mobile that I actually got the offer, and this is the offer. So right after I told, like December 23rd probably, I told them that I got this. December 26th I had my final interview. Like, they scheduled the final interview with the senior director, the same person. Like, she got even promoted. Right now she's directly reporting to the CEO now.
Mm.
Crazy enough. But yeah, she took the final interview and said on call that you'll be hired, you'll get the call offer letter. Perfect. Okay. Parallelly, this is happening with the startup where I have to decide between, okay, should I go that way or this way? That's a super confusing period. But I ultimately took T-Mobile offer because I need some financial stability before I jump into the startup environment, and
Mm.
to because I need some connections to actually build the tech team. So the kind of investment they are giving, I have to survive, I have to hire a tech team, and I have to do all this stuff. And
Mm.
like, not now, probably later. So yeah, it kind of happened hand in hand, everything at once. So yeah, that's
Nice.
how it
And
got it.
then how was T-Mobile like in terms of interview? Was it hard? Was it more product based, more, or was it more conversational
It started conversational, like before it turned into a job switch, like a
interview?
job
Yeah.
opportunity. Exactly, it was conversational. Okay, how did you do that, etc., etc. But once it got converted, I had one proper technical interview with my current manager. So it was probably, technical interview doesn't mean that they'll ask coding questions, right? So it's still a product case study, but you have to answer in terms of technical solutions. Okay, let's say that I have this pain point right now. How do you build the solution? So I'll say that, oh, I know that Azure cloud services provide these solutions, and when we can connect with the current OpenAI thing, or like, you have to build the whole roadmap. Like, you should
Mm.
have the understanding of different platforms, different solutions, and you should be able to connect them. And that's how the interview went with the technical part. So I actually build a product, like not build, but I said that this is the roadmap. You can start with this, and ultimately 6 months down the line, you'll have the roadmap. And he said, yeah, that's the current pain point, and that's how I actually told in the interview, and that's what we are doing right now, like what I've told in the interview. So
Nice. Yeah.
yeah, that's one. And the other was more towards product case studies, and my McKenzie experience also helped a lot because it's similar use case, I would say, that they were trying to solve. So yeah,
Mm.
I think I had three proper job interviews. So it's always a problem when people ask how many job interviews do you have at T-Mobile. I'm like, I don't know if it's a how to divide them. And like,
Yeah.
I would say
Yeah.
at least three are proper job interviews. Yes.
Amazing. You obviously mentored many students, but I'm assuming people have reached out to
Yes.
you. And since you have posted that, I mean, you may have posted on LinkedIn, like, I'm a product manager at T-Mobile. So then people probably like, hey, can I get referral? Can
Yes.
I get 15-minute coffee chat? So
Yes.
after talking to multiple students, and you were in the like conference that I was part of as well, what do you notice, like what is the gap and what is the advice would you give to aspiring PMs?
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, I'm also saying this now that I've started this services page on my LinkedIn. So anyone who wants to, you know, have suggestions or any feedback from me are open to do that. It's online, and yes, a lot of people. I've started doing this before even getting job offer, like last year October itself. So I started network. This is one kind of networking. But the
Mm,
suggestion part, I would say, is that resume is your ultimate cheat sheet, right? Focus
mm,
on that. Like have, like I'm repeating myself, that have the impact based uh, points rather than the task based, etc. And I would suggest to have, and when you are having the impact based, you might remove a couple of keywords, and you might hesitate to remove them because it helps you with areas. What I do is, you can put all those in the skill section. You can add product roadmap and user stories and user interviews, all those in the actual skill section, and you can keep the points precise. That's my advice. It's not that it worked out, but it's up to you to decide. That's one. And for product people, you actually have to build products. There's no other turnaround. You build products, and especially with the AI tools that we are having right now, you don't have to worry about. There's a lot of free tools available, and even if you can't, you can build a Figma prototype that is a prototype, so you can do that too. So build products, have a portfolio, definitely, because that helps when you are in the interview process. You can talk about your products rather than them asking about any other question in the world. Here you have the solutions that you can talk about. Second, to have the portfolio, and I would suggest to rebrand themselves on LinkedIn and other social media platforms.
mm,
So after, for example, I was this analyst person who turned into product manager. Like if you see my LinkedIn now, it would be more towards product management and
mm,
talking about
mm,
all the product case studies, etc. Like even my childhood friends whom I haven't been in touch for like 15 years or something, they're coming towards me for product related questions. That means I've done the branding good. So you have to do that well, so that when the hiring managers are looking for product managers, you will be the first person to pop out for them. So
mm,
I would suggest to rebrand themselves, but
mm.
that's after building a portfolio. Like do the work and then do the marketing.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah. Love it. Awesome. Thank you again, Spurti, for doing this. I know I said like maybe 45-minute or not, but there was so much from you that I couldn't stop asking. So thank you for sharing all your wisdom. Maybe I'll bring you back for different topic, different conversation. But until our next one.
Keep smiling and keep hustling.